What is up, everybody? Jay Nell here with my UFC 188 recap video. Let's get into it. It was a great event. I hope you saw it. Happened last night in Mexico. Let's get into it. I got 4 out of 6 picks, so I did okay. First up on the prelims, I chose Henry Cejudo to beat Chico Camas, and he did. I did not watch this fight, so I can't really break it down. Although in the post-press conference, Henry did say that it wasn't his best performance. I know the fight was close, and he had to be helped off the scale, basically, or back to the locker room when he weighed in because he had nothing left. So get another fight in there. There's a lot of eyes on Henry because they're looking at him to be a potential next contender for that flyweight belt. So who would you like to see Henry Cejudo fight next? Now into the main card. I chose Tecia Torres to beat Angela Hill, and she did. This wasn't the best fight. I think the altitude messed with pretty much all the fighters. Both of these ladies did not have the output that they normally have. Angela Hill looked a little bit sluggish. She looked slow. She wasn't as aggressive. Same with Tecia. Tecia did have more output than Angela did. Plus, she held the dominant position second and third round. She was able to hold up against the fence, hold her down, ground and pound. Wasn't the most exciting fight, but Tecia did win. Who would you like to see Tecia Torres fight next? Next up, Kelvin Gastelum. I chose Kelvin Gastelum to beat Nate Marquardt, and he did. He just beat him everywhere. He landed more shots, harder shots, opened him up, ground and pound up against the fence. He just was all over Nate Marquardt. At the end of the second round, it should have been stopped in the second. There was a moment where Kelvin was on top and just raining down bombs, unblocked shots, and I think it should have been stopped, but it wasn't. He survived. Nate survived the second round, but at the end, when the bell rung, he could barely get to his feet and barely got to his corner. Cornerman asked him, "What you got left?" He said, "I got nothing." Cornerman basically threw in the towel, said, "We're not going on." TKO victory in favor of Kelvin Gastelum. First off, Nate Marquardt is 36 years old, and seeing as how he lost in this fashion, saying, "I got nothing left," does he have anything left? Do you think he should retire? What's up? What's next for Nate Marquardt? As for Kelvin Gastelum, he says he wants to go back down to 170, but in the post-press conference, Dana White said, hell no. He said you had to cut down to get to 185. He said you missed the last time by 10 pounds. He said you haven't shown me anything for me to think that you could actually make 170 on a consistent basis. So Kelvin said, I'll just have to show it. Actions speak louder than words, obviously. So I'll put my money where my mouth is and just prove it. What do you think? You think he should stay there? Dana White mentioned his health reasons. He's worried about his safety. Kelvin, just get it together. Hire the nutritionist. It doesn't have to be Mike Dulce. Hire who you have to hire. Get the discipline and make the weight. You're supposed to live at 170. Don't do the balloon thing. Live there. Look, Nate Marquardt, yes, you beat him, but Nate Marquardt's not the biggest in the middleweight division. He's not the strongest or the quickest or the most skilled. He's not a Luke Rockholder or a Jacare or a Machida. Get back down to the weight class you belong. 170. What do you think? You think you can get down, stay up? What do you think is next? Who do you think is next for Kelvin Gastelum? Now, co-main event. I was super excited for this. I said it would be super close. I chose Gilbert Melendez to beat Eddie Alvarez. I lost this pick. First round, all Gilbert. Outboxed him. Cleaner boxing. Landed cleaner shots. Busted him up. Totally Gilbert's round. But Eddie, man, he can take a shot. He gets into these crazy first rounds. He made a mistake that I didn't even realize. Apparently, if you break your nose or have damage to the nose, you're not supposed to blow your nose. Because when you do, you transfer the swelling onto your eye. You got to look this up. It's crazy. So Eddie's walking back to his corner after the first round. He blows his nose, and within like a second, you see his eye swollen shut. So the second and third round, Eddie was basically fighting with one eye. The second round was really close. Really close. Gilbert to me looked a little pudgy, a little meaty around the midsection. I don't know if maybe the altitude possibly got to him too, but he definitely slowed down. It was noticeable in the second and third round. Eddie was able to hold him up against the fence. He was able to even take him down. He didn't do any damage, but he kind of held dominant position. Second round could have went either way. Third round, I think, definitely went to Eddie. He landed more shots as well. Split decision in favor of Eddie. Very close. Let me know what you think. Do you think Gilbert Melendez won this fight? Nate Diaz does. You got to watch the clip. Look up Nate's feelings. It's amazing. If you don't like the Diaz brothers, you just take life too seriously. They're hilarious. Okay. Do you think Gilbert Melendez won the fight? Let me know. Either way, Eddie won split decision. Who do you think? Number 9, by the way, beating number 4. That's going to be a big jump for Eddie Alvarez. Who do you think is next for him? Definitely top 5, top 6 competition. Lightweight division is stacked. I'm excited for what's next for both of these men. Who do you think is next for Gilbert Melendez as well? Now, main event. Whew. And and the new UFC heavyweight champion, Fabricio Werdum. Okay, let's get into this. I actually said that this was a toss-up. I wasn't sure if Cain was going to want to take him down because Fabricio's so good with the submissions, and I was right. When it did go to the ground, Cain actually stood up, walked away, and said, get up, Fabricio. Fabricio, okay, so the first round. Cain won the first round. They went at it. These two big guys went at it. They were throwing blows against the fence in space. Kicks. Cain landed a lot of leg kicks. Fabricio landed some knees, some jumping and hitting him with knees. They went at it, but Cain definitely won the first round. Stunned him a few times. Second round comes, and Cain is noticeably tired, which is something no one is used to seeing because Cain's cardio is the best in the heavyweight division. He was noticeably tired. Every time Fabricio hit him, he would wobble a little bit. He would be dazed a little bit. He was out of it a little bit. Whew! Fabricio definitely had more left. And by the end of the second round, he was officially whooping that ass. He was hitting him with all kinds of elbows. And again, knees, jumping and hitting him with knees, kicks to the body, to the legs, to the head, punches, clean shots. He busted Cain up on both eyes, blood running down his face, down his chest. I think he cut him on the top of the head. He beat him up. Cain was noticeably tired. I think this was an example of two highly skilled contenders and the man who was better prepared winning. Fabricio was in Mexico City, that high altitude, for 35 days prior to the fight. Cain was only there for 2 weeks, and he even said that was probably not enough time. Fabricio just had more left. Third round comes, and in between the second and third round, Cain's corner switched the game plan. They said, hey, he's whooping your butt on the feet. Take him down. We get to the third round. Cain goes there again. Fabricio's winning. He's landing more shots on the feet. Cain goes for a takedown. And by the time they hit the ground, Fabricio had the guillotine choked, locked in. Both hooks, feet cross, arm under the chin, locked in by the time they hit the ground. Cain tried to fight it for a couple of seconds, and then he tap. And the new Fabricio, about 3 years ago, he said, I'm going to be champion. And he did it. He made a decision and he followed through. Kind of the same thing Rafael dos Anjos did. For a minute there, folks were like, oh, no more Brazilian champs except for Jose. Boom, 1 year. Rafael, Werdum, they made a decision. I'm going to be champ. And they got it. Gotta respect that. Let me know how you did on your picks. Let me know any injury updates. Who's next for Fabricio? Looks like it's probably going to be either Stipe. I'm not sure if Junior has a win over him. Should it be an immediate rematch? What do you think of Cain's performance? What's next for Cain? Let me know what you thought of the entire event. Follow me on Facebook, or follow me on Twitter. Friend me on Facebook. I'm now on Instagram, so you can find me there too. Janelle Owens under that. Talk to me. Take care. And goodbye.